Hi. What's up, guys? It's been a while. What am I doing here? I'll tell you what I'm doing here. I'm here to unbox this guy right here. We're gonna check it out and do a little bit of a hands-on slash first impressions, something like that. And yeah, let's go ahead and just check it out. Alrighty, so here we are. Let's get into the box, shall we? Again, just one sticker here. I think I can probably just peel this off. I don't think I need a knife for this. So yeah, just gonna take that sticker off and open it on up. Okay, set that off to the side there. Double compartments. Open it up like that. And there it is. This is the phone right here. And yeah, that is one beast of a phone. It's pretty chunky. I'm gonna set that off to the side for just a second. We're gonna see what else is in the box. That is nothing. At least I think it's nothing. What's in here? You have a case. Oh, I wasn't expecting a case. So you do get a case here. It feels like it's like plastic slash silicone. Yeah, it's a combination of like plastic and silicone, it feels like. Set that off to the side. Always nice to see a case included in the phone. You also get an adapter here. This is a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter adapter because this phone does not have a headphone jack. So it's nice that they include that as well. You got some reading materials in here. This is USB-C to USB-C. Another USB-C to USB-C. We'll explain why there's two a little bit later on, and it'll make a little bit more sense. That is a pretty fat charging brick, if I do say so myself. Type C and Type C, so it looks like there are two ports. Yeah, let me peel that off. Yeah, there's two Type C ports on this brick here for both of the cables. That's kind of neat as well. I think that's the only other thing left in here. The rest just cardboard. There's a lot of cardboard in here. Set that off to the side. That's empty. I think that's everything. Yeah, that is everything. So yeah, you actually get quite a bit in this box. So pretty neat. I'm going to, well, let me peel the plastic off real quick because I don't know. I think some of you guys kind of like that stuff. So peel this off here. And there you go. And there it is, the Lenovo Legion. It is a pretty beefy phone. There's a lot going on with this phone, but you know what? I'm going to clean all of this off and I'm gonna set this phone up for a second and then we'll get right back into it. Okay, so we are back. I'm signed into my Google account now. I have the phone all set up and ready to go. First things first, it does have the Snapdragon 888 processor, so you are getting the latest and greatest from Qualcomm, and that also means you have support for 5G, which is great. And with a processor as powerful as this, and with this phone being designed for gaming, you of course are going to have a cooling system built in, which is something we've seen on a ton of gaming phones, and even some non-gaming phones have some sort of cooling system built into it. So this phone uses a combination of a vapor chamber and a copper wind tunnel. And something that's unique to this phone, and something I don't think we've seen on any other smartphone, is this phone actually has two fans built inside of it. Two tiny fans, obviously very low profile given the fact that it's in a very small form factor. And Lenovo is calling it the active twin turbo fan cooling system. That's kind of a mouthful, but that basically just saying that there are two fans in here. And if you look at the back, you can actually see one of the fans exposed there. And the other fan is actually right there. There's a little circle indicating that it's right there, but this one isn't exposed in the same way. And then obviously the copper wind tunnel is here along with the vapor chamber cooling system. It all lies right in the center here along with the processor. So the two fans are going to help maintain airflow and also keep the system that was kind of loud there, keep the system nice and cool when you're gaming on it, or, you know, obviously just pushing it really hard you're gonna be able to maintain peak performance for a lot longer without worrying about getting throttled. Now, one thing that they did here is they kept all of the main components in the center of the phone. So the processor is here, obviously the cooling system, it's all in the center here. And that was a conscious decision by Lenovo, and they chose to do that so that when you're holding the phone and gaming on it, that all the parts that are generating a lot of heat are away from your fingers and away from your hands, so that you don't actually feel the heat when you're gaming on it, and it's going to be a much more comfortable experience. Another thing about this phone is that the weight is also very evenly distributed, and the way that they were able to achieve this is by using two batteries. So there's actually a battery here and a battery here, and both these batteries combined make for a total of 5,500 milliamp hours, which is a pretty beefy battery. It also supports 90-watt fast charging and dual charging. And I believe it gets you a full charge in 30 minutes and a 50% charge in 13 minutes, which is pretty wicked fast. Now, the dual charging is exactly what it sounds like. So if you look right here, there's a USB-C port right there. And down here is another USB-C port. So that's why this phone comes with two USB Type-C cables in the box, because you can actually charge with both of these ports at the same time. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about with the Duel 2 is the emphasis on its controller-like design. And I mentioned earlier that this is a very tall phone, and it's tall for a reason. It's tall so that it feels more like a controller when you're holding it in landscape. But there are several other features that help it feel more like a controller as well, or sort of give you that controller-esque experience. And one of those features is the use of 8 virtual triggers. So if you look on the side here, there is a total of 4 shoulder buttons. You have L1, L2, R1, and R2. And then along the back, there are 2 additional capacitive triggers, which sort of work like paddles, I suppose, on an Xbox controller. And then on the front, which you can't see, is embedded into the display are 2 additional force touch triggers. So all those together give you a total of 8 virtual triggers. And for basic games, this is not going to be, overly useful, but for more complex titles such as PUBG Mobile or even Fortnite, games that have a lot of binds. So Fortnite's a pretty good example because you have your build binds, you have your floor, your cone, your ramp, your wall, and then you have your weapon binds as well. So there are a couple of other things that are going to enhance your gaming experience, or even just your multimedia experience in general with the Duel 2. And one of those things is the dual front-facing speakers, which you can see up top here with this grill, and there's the other grill down below here as well. Obviously, dual front-facing speakers are great on any smartphone, but they're even better on a phone built for gaming. The other feature is the dual haptics. So there is a vibration motor in this corner here and a vibration motor in this corner here. So when you're holding the phone in landscape, the vibration motors are basically in your palms. So when something is happening on the screen, obviously the haptics are going to kick in and correlate to whatever is going on within the game, and you're going to feel that in the palm of your hand. So that's another way that they've gone about making this phone feel a little bit more like a console controller. The screen on the Duel 2 is a 6.92-inch AMOLED display, but the big highlight here is that it's a 144 Hz screen with a 720 Hz polling rate. And if you're a gamer like myself, you're a PC gamer, you're a console gamer even, you'll understand how important it is to have a monitor or a screen with a high refresh rate. It does not default to 144 Hz, it actually defaults to 60 Hz. So you do have to crank it up in the settings, but the 144 Hz is really nice. You're not gonna be able to see it, coming through the camera and on YouTube because this video is recorded in 30 FPS. But I'm telling you, if you see it in person, It's fantastic. It makes the UI look silky smooth, and gaming on a screen with 144 hertz refresh rate is going to be even better, especially if you're into, you know, really demanding titles. It's going to look fantastic. So with the Duel 2 being such a gaming-centric smartphone, you wouldn't expect the cameras to really be a part of all that, but they actually kind of are. And I want to start with the front-facing camera first, because I actually think the front-facing camera is a little bit more interesting. So let's go ahead and flip to the front camera. And as you can see, it is a pop-up selfie camera. But unlike a lot of other pop-up selfie cameras that we see on other smartphones, this one is oriented in landscape, whereas most other phones typically have it in portrait. And the reason behind the landscape orientation is, you guessed it, is for gaming purposes. So when you're holding the phone and gaming in landscape, the camera is already in a perfect position for when you want to do live streams. You want to stream yourself, you want to stream your gameplay. You can do that with this phone, and you can even overlay yourself on top of your own gameplay directly from the phone, similar to how a Twitch streamer would have themselves on top of their own gameplay. The camera is 44 megapixels, so extremely high resolution, so it's probably going to be pretty good for selfies. But let's take a look at the rear cameras. The primary camera on the back here is a 64 megapixel camera. It's a wide angle lens. And the secondary camera is a 16 megapixel camera. It's an ultra wide. So you have a wide and an ultra wide. The wide and the ultra wide is going to be really good for taking photos of large objects, taking photos of landscapes, group photos, and what have you. Now, something that you may have noticed throughout this entire video is that this phone has RGB lighting, and a gaming phone would not be complete without the inclusion of RGB. So if you like RGB, it's there. If you don't, you can turn it off. You can also keep it turned off for better battery life if you want. But if you like the RGB, you can customize it. You can customize the colors, make it look however you want. You can also use it for notifications and for music and things like that. But one of the cooler things that I liked with the inclusion of the RGB here is that they actually used it to highlight one of the main features of this phone, which is the cooling fans. So the RGB lighting actually encompasses the two fans here, which I thought was kind of a neat touch with the RGB. So yeah, not too shabby there. But anyways, that's pretty much going to be it for me with the Duel 2. Let us know what you guys think about this phone down in the comment section below. Let us know what some of your favorite features are as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe as well. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.